The sudden rise of Qin Tian shocked many, while others were enraged. On a quiet night in a courtyard of the Qin family, flickering candlelight illuminated the scene. This pill is called the Fierce Sun Pill. After taking it, your strength will double instantly. Keep it on you, Qin Shangtian said. Don't worry, father. I'll make sure he doesn't leave the autumn hunting competition alive, Qin Kun replied confidently. Kuner, don't use this pill unless it's absolutely necessary, Qin Shangtian cautioned. I understand, father. Qin Shangtian's eyes flickered with uncertainty. He wasn't sure if giving the Fierce Sun Pill to Qin Kun was the right decision. Although the pill could boost his strength twofold, it had side effects. It consumed one's lifespan, leaving the person drained and vulnerable after the power faded. The only way to avoid catastrophic consequences was to kill the opponent immediately after using the pill. Qin Tian was a target for Qin Shangtian, and the only chance to kill him was the upcoming autumn hunting competition. With Qin Tian's cultivation at the 6th stage of martial arts and Qin Kun at the peak of the 7th stage, defeating Qin Tian with the help of the pill shouldn't be too difficult. 3 days later, in a secret martial arts training field within the Qin family. This was a place for the elite members of the Qin family to train. Ordinary people didn't have access. Qin Jiantian stood on the steps, observing the young generation of martial artists, all above the 5th stage of martial arts. He couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. These young people were the new blood of the Qin family, some of whom might become the backbone of the family in the future. How many of them will survive? Qin Jiantian thought to himself. Qin Tian stood in a corner, his mind occupied with thoughts of Qin Shangtian. For the past 3 days, he had been consumed with thoughts of how to kill Qin Shangtian. It felt like he was playing a game, but in reality he was dealing with real people, people just as intelligent as him. He knew that, for someone like Qin Shangtian, he couldn't act recklessly. He had to be prepared, take it step by step. Qin Jiantian excitedly gave a speech and announced the rewards for the first-place winner of the autumn hunting competition. The participants were fired up, like they had been injected with adrenaline. The hunting competition, though technically a contest, was really a bloodbath with no rules. It was a test of survival, a spiritual baptism. If you survived, you would become a focus of attention in the Qin family and might even compete for the position of clan leader one day. Survival required ruthlessness. That was the unspoken rule of the competition. The hunting grounds were located in the Kunlun Mountains, a dangerous and treacherous area. As soon as they entered the forest, the 57 Qin family members scattered to fight on their own, except for a few groups. Qin Tian, standing at the entrance, gave a cold smile as he looked into the dark woods ahead. He silently muttered to himself, "The hunt begins." "Hey, can we team up? I'm a little scared," a timid voice came from behind. Qin Tian turned around to see a trembling girl, and before he could refuse, a voice echoed in his mind. "Accept Yunman's invitation to team up. Task reward, 100 experience points, 50 key, 20 production points." What the hell is this system doing? When did it start sending out team invitations? She's not even a player, Qin Tian thought, confused. He didn't want the burden of a girl slowing him down or revealing his secret cultivation technique, but rejecting her would result in a penalty from the system. With no choice, he mentally accepted. Fine. Yunman happily jumped up, her eyes sparkling. Really? That's great. Qin Tian sighed and shook his head, but looking at Yunman's delicate face and slender legs, he softened. In the midst of the dangerous hunt, having a cute companion wasn't the worst thing. They moved forward together, and as strange insects darted out of the trees, Yunman screamed and hid behind Qin Tian. After a brief moment, she sprang forward, crushing the insects with fierce force, not letting a single one escape. It was unclear whether she was terrified of the insects or angry at them. As they entered deeper into the mountains, the trees grew thicker and the atmosphere became eerily quiet. "Hey, can we slow down a bit? I'm really scared," Yunman whispered. "No," Qin Tian responded curtly, without any sympathy. Yunman pouted, feeling a little wronged. Suddenly, a loud, ragged breath echoed through the trees, followed by a series of screams. Qin Tian's expression changed, and he immediately stopped, listening carefully. "Stay close to me, don't get separated," he instructed Yunman. What are you going to do? Yunman asked, but before she could finish, Qintian had already dashed forward, moving like a leopard through the forest. Yunman blinked, stunned for a moment, then quickly followed. To her surprise, she easily caught up with him. Her movements were graceful, almost like a fairy floating on the wind. Qintian felt a slight jolt in his heart. This little girl isn't as simple as she seems.